Top 10 Homeless People Who Became Millionaires. The world is round. Sometimes you will find yourself at the bottom, but you will also have your turn at the top. This saying proves to be true to some of the people who once hit rock bottom but overcame hardships and turned to be great millionaires. In this video, we will show you top 10 homeless people who made it to the top and now earning millions. If you're not on the list, but you think you deserve to be among them, please don't be shy to write in the comment section below and tell us more how you made it to the top so we can inspire more people. If you're new to this channel, please be sure to like and subscribe so you won't miss any new amazing videos we upload. In this list, you will find amazing stories of people who made it from rags to riches. At number 10, Gardner, the man behind Will Smith's character in the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. But before the story was shared with the world and made us cry, Gardner was living on the streets with his young son. If you've seen the film, well, you probably know that because it was based on his own story. At that time, he was trying to pursue a career in finance despite not having any experience or a university degree. He received a spot on the Dean Witter Reynolds training program but couldn't afford to live off the small salary, and his wife eventually left. According to his website, Gardner's childhood was marked by poverty, domestic violence, alcoholism, sexual abuse, and family illiteracy. Today, Gardner is the CEO of Gardner Rich LLC, with offices in New York, Chicago, and San Francisco. He is also an author, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and investor with a net worth of $60 million. At number 9, Halle Berry. She was 21 years old when she first came to New York to become an actress. It wasn't easy, especially after she ran out of money. Her few savings from some of her modeling gigs didn't last long in one of the world's most expensive cities. 3 months later, after coming to the Big Apple, she was already out of cash. So, she called her mom and asked her to send her some more money, but her mom said no. During these struggling times, the actress saw no other options but to stay in homeless shelter. She started bartending and waitressing jobs just to make ends meet. Looking back, the Oscar winner actress credits her mother's tough love with making her into the strong woman she is today. She explains that it was probably one of the best things her mom did for her. It taught her how to take care of herself and that she could live through any situation. Today, she won many prestigious awards for her remarkable acting skills and currently one of the highest paid actresses in the industry. As of 2020, Halle Berry's net worth is $80 million. Number 8. Jim Carrey. When Carrey was 12 years old and his father lost his job, the family was forced to live in a car. It was a traumatic kick in the gut, he said during a segment for Inside the Actor's Studio. The comedian quit high school, then his family lived in a VW bus and moved in different places throughout Canada. They eventually stayed into a tent on his older sister's lawn and parked the van in the driveway. It was during these tough financial times, while growing up, when he developed a sense of humor. In the early 2000s, we saw Carrey star in Bruce Almighty, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Me, Myself and Irene, and more. As of 2020, Jim Carrey's net worth is estimated to be $150 million, making him one of the richest actor-comedians in the world. Number 7. Daniel Craig. The 51-year-old English actor Daniel Craig also experienced some struggles in life. Before his acting career took off, he works as a waiter and had to sleep on park benches in London. He started acting in school plays at the age of 6 and was accepted into London's National Youth Theatre at the age of 16 before graduating from the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in 1991. Now, Craig has several critically acclaimed movies on his resume. including his famous spy movie Casino Royale in 2006 and his fifth and final film as British secret agent James Bond, No Time to Die. This year, 2020, Craig has a net worth of $160 million. Number 6. Steve Harvey. Known to us as a talk show and game show host, comedian, radio star, and a best-selling author. But like many others, it didn't happen very easily. He started as an insurance salesman, postman, and even as a professional boxer, but none of it really worked. Finally, he landed on a stand-up comedy career in the 80s, but it became increasingly difficult to make ends meet on a comedian's paycheck. As a result, Steve had to live out of his car, a 1976 Ford Tempo. He used an igloo cooler in the back seat as a refrigerator and would wash up in hotel bathrooms, swimming pool showers, or gas stations. He lived like this for 3 years. His big break came when he eventually became the host of the variety show Showtime at the Apollo. From there, Steve landed his very own sitcom called The Steve Harvey Show that was a success and ran between 1996 until 2002. Since 2010, Steve has become the face of Family Feud, launched his own TV show and rebranded it in 2017, and hosted several Miss Universe pageants, despite a mistake in announcing the wrong contestant as the winner. He also wrote the book Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success, exactly what he did. So he truly ended up a success. As of 2020, Steve Harvey's net worth is roughly $180 million. Number 5. Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's childhood was spent in a rugged landscape of coconut groves, dense jungle, and coastal mountains in the Philippines. His family was poor, even by the wretched standards of other villagers in Tango, 30 miles from General Santos City. They eat once a day and fill their stomach with bananas and root crops. Manny dropped out of school at the age of 12 and took up boxing. His uncle trained him for 6 months, renting videotapes of Mike Tyson so he could pick up some fighting techniques. At 15, he stowed away on a boat going to Manila and work as a laborer. Pacquiao would sleep in cardboard after hard labor just to make ends meet while he trains in the gym every day. He turned professional at the age of 16 and embarked on a career that took him to greatness. Today, Manny Pacquiao is an active senator, professional boxer, a commercial endorser with a net worth of $220 million. Number 4. Jennifer Lopez. She wanted to be a dancer while her mother wanted her to go to college, so she moved out of their house. But she had nowhere to go. At 18 years old, she had to live on her own and end up sleeping on a sofa of a dance studio. I was homeless, but I told my mom this is what I have to do, she told in an interview. Later, she landed a job dancing in Europe, and when she got back, she booked in living color and became a fly girl, which proved to be her big break in 1990 after her 16 years of dance training. The Forbes estimates the 50-year-old singer, actress, producer, and designer made $43 million in the past year and a net worth of $400 million. Number 3. Dr. Phil McGraw, or also known as Dr. Phil. Then, 12 years old, homeless, and living in a car in Kansas City with his father, who was interning as a psychologist. McGraw later went on to obtain his own bachelor's, master's, and PhD in clinical psychology, and he joined his father's psychology practice in Texas. His television career started when Oprah Winfrey invited McGraw to appear on her show. He later became a regular on Oprah and eventually launched his own television advice program in the 90s. Dr. Phil no longer practiced psychology. He is also a famous TV personality and author who has a net worth of $440 million. Number 2. James Cameron. was barely making ends meet and even living in his car when he was writing The Terminator. Of course, nobody expected the film to become a success, including Cameron's agent, who hated the idea. So Cameron fired his agent. At that time, despite being homeless, his main concern wasn't money. He was too eager to direct his screenplay despite his limited experience. When he pitched The Terminator at meetings, the production company said they liked the script, but they didn't like the idea of him being in charge. Cameron persevered and partnered with producer Gail Ann Hurd, who bought the rights to the screenplay for $1 in exchange for Cameron's directorial debut. Today, Cameron became the acclaimed director of record-breaking blockbuster movies such as The Titanic and Avatar. His directed films have earned more than $1.9 billion in total, and he has an estimated net worth of $700 million. And finally, at number 1, J.K. Rowling. She has to overcome the hardships of being a single mother on welfare before becoming the UK's best-selling living author and one of the wealthiest women in the world. She was 25 years old when her mother died, and she described it as the most traumatizing moment of her life. The loss of her mother would eventually lead Rowling to make Harry Potter suffer the death of his parents. When she and her husband divorced after 13 months of being married, she moved to a small apartment with her daughter. She was forced to rely on state benefits and spent much of her time writing Harry Potter in cafes with Jessica sleeping in a stroller next to her. The Harry Potter was published in UK, and this series of 7 books has since sold more than 450 million copies, won innumerable awards, been made into movies, and transformed Rowling's life. In 2011, Forbes estimated Rowling to be worth about $1 billion. She is considered one of the most powerful celebrities and the highest-earning author in the world. And that makes our top 10 list. If you like this video, please give us a good thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more video updates. Thanks for watching. Are you ready?